From WNYT Albany, this is News Channel 13 Olympic Edition.
Good evening, I'm Lydia Colbita.
And I'm Ed Dag. There's breaking news right now from Rensselaer County. A big fire along Route 67 in Johnsonville. John Allen live at the scene to tell us more. John.
Ed, the fire is under control, but they're still pouring water on this building, which was the Becker's feed store. We're told it's been abandoned now for about 25 years. This fire started out just before 7:30 this evening. It was especially hard to get under control because the building was tightly secured, making it difficult to get any access to the inside. Johnsonville Fire Department, along with Hoosick Valley, Valley Falls, Burdick, Pittstown, and Raymertown all responded to this blaze. The Johnsonville firehouse is only about 100 yards from the fire, and it was called in by a passerby pulling the alarm box on the firehouse itself. Johnsonville Chief Aaron Cook says in a situation like this, where a property is basically unsalvageable, the lives of his men are much more important than attempting to save the structure.
Well, basically, as a chief, you just have to weigh the risk versus, the loss. And it's a vacant structure. We're not going to put anybody inside to try and extinguish this just because of the fact that it's not worth losing a life.
Now, there's no word yet on a cause. We know that the Rensselaer fire investigators have been called in. We do know there was power to the building. Electrical cause is being looked into. Ed?
John Allen live in Rensselaer County. Thanks, John. Lydia.
Police have released new information on a deadly car crash, but they have still not been able to release the names of those involved. A man and a woman were in the car when it crashed into a utility pole along Route 30. Both were thrown from the car. The man was killed. A live electrical wire then set the car on fire. The woman is hospitalized tonight. Although no names have been released, the sheriff tells us the two were not from Schoharie County.
The Capital Region is in the midst of a serious blood shortage, but there is something you can do about it.
Benita Zahn has a phone number for you in our Health Watch report. That's coming up right after Bob's forecast.
All right, good evening, everyone. On a clear night, chilly again, down to 40 as we speak. It'll be near or below freezing by morning. Nice day tomorrow, sunshine, 65, so an excellent Saturday with a warm-up over what we had today. Clear Saturday night, temperatures down to about 39, and sunshine staying with us on Sunday as temperatures head up toward 70 degrees. We'll have more on the weather, much more coming up a bit later on. Lydia.
Thank you, Bob. We want to thank all of the people who turned out for 3 blood drives co-sponsored by News Channel 13 today. But if you missed the blood drives, it's still not too late to give the gift of life. Benita Zahn has a phone number for you.
Well, the response to our Save a Life blood drive today was very encouraging. Unfortunately, too many times when the Red Cross comes calling, there were too many empty beds, and that's given rise to a terrific shortfall in the blood supply. Overall, there is barely a 2-day supply of blood in the Capital Region. When it comes to type O positive and O negative, the supply is only 1 day. In fact, for elective surgeries, if a doctor needs type O blood, that doctor has to get the okay from the Red Cross in order to use it. That's how tight things are. So if you weren't able to make it to the Save a Life blood drive today, the Red Cross hopes that you'll pick up the phone and make an appointment. All you have to do is call 1-800-272-4543. I'm Benita Zahn, and that's tonight's Health Watch.
Thank you, Benita. For the last 2 weeks, Roger Weiland has been turning the spotlight on outstanding local athletes.
When we come back from a break, he'll introduce us to a world champion bow hunter.
The plasma display is courtesy of MetroView Display Systems and Town TV Audio and Appliances. This Olympic edition of News Channel 13 is brought to you by General Electric.
And welcome back. Tonight we'll be looking at a local athlete who's excelling in the sport of archery. East Greenbush resident Travis Boyd, who's been participating at the World Bow Hunting Championships for the past 5 years. And this past summer, he finished in first place at the competition in Snowshoe, West Virginia. Travis says he knows bow hunting will never be a huge spectator sport, but winning the world title was still a great thrill.
You know, archery's not a very popular sport, especially archery that I'm in, but the guys that shoot the sport are good guys, and it's a deal for, myself to win a world championship, and anybody else out there trying to win a world championship knows, that it's tough.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Travis, and in our next update, we'll hear from Travis about his amazing comeback win at the World Championships. Ed and Lydia.
Thanks, Roger.
That is this update. We'll be back with another in about an hour.
We will also have a full report tonight at midnight. Hope to see you then.
WNYT Albany. This is News Channel 13 Olympic Edition.
Good evening, I'm Ed Day.
And I'm Lydia Colbita. Albany police suspect a fight over either drugs or money led to the death of a city man this morning. The victim in this case was found dead inside a parked car on Clinton Avenue. A police officer found 31-year-old Stephen Panza after the officer was tipped off to something highly unusual going on in the car.
Motorist approached him, said that there was a fierce struggle inside of a vehicle up the street, approximately about a mile. The officer went up to the area of Clinton Avenue and Quayle Street, and he found a subject getting out of the vehicle. He looked inside of the vehicle and found the victim slumped over.
Police say Tyrone Coles was the other man in the car. He is now charged with manslaughter.
Firefighters in Rensselaer County still working on the fire we told you about in our last update. It is a building on Route 67 in Johnsonville that used to be Becker's Feed Store, but it's been empty, abandoned, in fact, for the past 25 years.
A new report on consumer spending reveals some interesting things about what we're doing with our money.
John Gray coming up with that, but first, here's Bob with the forecast.
All right, Ed and Lydia, good evening, everyone. Clear skies now, 38 degrees on the hour. Let's take a look at the weekend weather. Should be an excellent day tomorrow. Tons of sunshine, temperatures reaching the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. Clear 39 tomorrow night, not quite as cool as recent nights. And sunshine will nudge 70 with lots of sunshine on Sunday as well. That's how the weekend shapes up. Full weather report coming up live at midnight. Ed?
Thanks, Bob. Americans are making more and spending more and saving less. In tonight's Smart Money Report, John Gray takes a look at the latest figures from the Commerce Department.
Those numbers released today are actually for the month of August, and it shows that the average American's income is up for the second month in a row, but it also shows that we are spending that extra money and then some. Consumer spending is up, and the nation's savings rate is the lowest it's ever been. The Turbo 2000 disposable lighter being recalled tonight. If you have one, take it back to the store where you bought it for a full refund, or call the Halpern Import Company at 1-800-624-5280. Also, a Bennington company that makes fiber optic cable, planning to double the size of its factory. That could mean up to 60 new jobs at the Northern Lights Cable Company. With the Smart Money Report, I'm John Gray.
Thank you, John. Some of those lifelike statues that have been decorating downtown Albany have been hit by vandals. A tennis player on North Pearl Street is missing his racket, while a sculpture on Broadway is missing a hand and the Frisbee it was holding. Others have been spray painted. This is the third year that the statues have been placed around Albany for the summer.
Some interesting information about last month's primary election came out tonight. It seems that in the September 19th primary, nobody voted in the Berkshire County town of New Ashford. Absolutely nobody, and there are 202 registered voters there. The town clerk spent 14 hours waiting for somebody to vote, and when nobody else voted, he decided he wouldn't either. In fairness to New Ashford, voters did not have much of a reason to be excited about the election. All of the local candidates ran unopposed.
When we return, a local archer talks about winning the World Championship.
Roger Weiland has his story right after a short break.
The plasma display is courtesy of MetroView Display Systems and Town TV Audio and Appliances. This Olympic edition of News Channel 13 is brought to you by your Toyota dealer.
Welcome back. As we told you earlier, East Greenbush's Travis Boyd accomplished quite a feat this summer when he won the World Bow Hunting Championship. This was the 5th time Travis competed in the World Championships. He was the last of the 5 qualifiers for the finals, and he knew he needed to make up 7 points to win the title. Travis picks up the story from there.
Making up 7 points in an IBO tournament is tough because there's no 12 rings. There's no... If the guy in first shoots consistent, he's almost impossible to catch. Well, the guys that were ahead of me didn't shoot as well. I shot a perfect score on the last 10 targets, and I won by 1 point. So I got lucky, and I guess.
Well, lucky or good, I think he's very good. And as of right now, bow hunting is not an Olympic event. There has been talk about trying to get that for future games, but even if it isn't an Olympic sport anytime soon, Travis says he'll be content to keep on winning world championships. Congratulations to Travis. Let's go back to Ed and Lydia.
Thank you, Roger. A retiring school secretary got a gift tonight that she will not soon forget.
Karen Lehan will have her story in our next newscast, the full newscast at midnight. Hope to see you then. Stay tuned.